我已经失业3个月了，没有任何的收入。听了评论区的意见，今天呢打起精神出来找一份工作。我是下午2点出来的，到现在已经走了1万多步，已经问了20多家了。刚开始呢，我进的是一个超市，我看到门口贴着招收银员和理货员，没有年龄的要求。我在门口徘徊了好久，纠结了好久，最后才鼓起勇气想着进去问一下。当时接待我的是一个20多岁的小姑娘，她问我多大岁数了，我说我53了。小姑娘说那不合适，我们招的是40岁以下的。我说理货员呢，我也可以做呀。她说理货员我们也要40岁以下的。就这样被拒绝了。当时那个感觉你们不知道有多难受，而且有多心酸。出来之后呢，我想着真的想着不想找了，想回去了，想着眼下的生活还是继续吧。我看到一个饭店在招那个洗碗工和打杂的，我又是纠结了好久才走进去。那个老板娘也挺年轻漂亮的，她问我有没有工作经验，今年多大了？我说我没有工作经验，今年53岁。老板娘说那不好意思，我们招有1年以上工作经验的。我说洗碗和打杂这个不需要什么经验的，我能吃苦我也能干的。他说这些活你看着简单，他也没那么容易做，我们需要有经验的。又被拒绝了，真的好心酸，好难。我真的不想找了，找个工作太难了。既然出来了，就再问问吧。然后就这样，看到有招聘的，我就走进去问，去和人家沟通。现在是晚上的9点，我饭也没有吃，工作也没有找到，不是嫌年龄大，就是嫌弃没有工作经验。你们说，50多岁找个工作就这么难吗？太难了。
53 years old, 10,000 steps, and 20 stores. Out the door at 2 in the afternoon, and not back until 9 at night, walking over 10,000 steps, forcing myself to walk into more than 20 shops to ask for a chance. A 53-year-old man, with no dinner in his stomach and no job offer in hand, returning home with nothing but a heart full of bitterness and the crushing weight of rejection. This is the stark, unvarnished reality of survival at the absolute bottom of today's brutal job market. Hearing a story like this doesn't just break your heart, it instills a profound, bone-deep sense of helplessness. We always like to think that if middle-aged people can't find a decent white-collar job, they can at least fall back on stocking shelves at a supermarket or washing dishes in a restaurant. We call these jobs the ultimate safety net, but reality has just dealt us a cruel slap in the face. In today's job market, even the most basic cashiering or dishwashing positions have raised their barriers to an absurd, infuriating degree. The sign on the door clearly says no age requirement, but once you step inside, they tell you they only want people under 40. A simple job washing dishes and doing odd chores suddenly demands at least a year of prior experience. The bitter truth behind these ridiculous excuses isn't that the work is highly skilled, it's simply that the employers have an endless sea of desperate people to choose from. When a young, trendy restaurant owner looks at you and says, "Even washing dishes requires experience," she is telling you, in the gentlest yet most brutal way possible, in this market, there is an endless supply of people who are younger, more experienced, and cheaper than you. Why is finding a job at 50-something so agonizingly difficult? We have to confront the other side of the coin, a massive population baseline clashing with a severely depressed employment landscape. We are dealing with an oversupply of labor in an era where industries across the board are aggressively cutting costs and downsizing. On one end, you have tens of millions of fresh college graduates. On the other, an influx of laid-off middle-aged workers, all funneling into the exact same bottom-tier labor market. When a society reaches a point where even the most basic manual labor requires fighting through a hyper-competitive bottleneck, you know the economic environment has turned hostile in this warped game of survival. Age has become the ultimate liability. At 53, a person who should still be in their prime working years is instead cast aside and branded as economically obsolete. The most agonizing paradox lies right here. Policymakers and experts constantly debate raising the retirement age, telling people they need to work longer. Yet, when a 53-year-old citizen, healthy, capable, and willing to sell every ounce of their physical labor just for a few thousand yuan actually steps onto the street, society refuses to hand them a single dish to wash or a broom to sweep with. While suits and high-rise offices give speeches on how to stimulate consumption and revive the economy, they have no idea that ordinary people are running entirely out of money. After 3 months of unemployment and zero income, who would willingly stand in front of store clerks young enough to be their own children, swallow their pride, and beg for a minimum wage job if they weren't pushed to the absolute edge? These people aren't lazy. They are simply clawing their way through a suffocating mire just to afford tomorrow's food and next month's rent. If you are watching this and currently enduring the agonizing pain of unemployment, staring at job applications that are left on read, please remember, this is not your fault. Being unable to find work is not a reflection of your worth, your work ethic, or your willingness to endure hardship. It is simply that a bitter economic